All right, what's up, everybody? If you made it here, I am live streaming myself arranging and orchestrating some of my big band writing process. Basically, what I'm doing right now is I'm going from big band to small group because I have a release show at Smalls on April 17th, and my big band album comes out on Friday this week, April 9th, but the big band doesn't fit in Smalls. So we're re-orchestrating for septet for that concert. This is a piece that I'm working on right now for the BMI workshop that I'm presenting today at 3. So I'll just keep that up. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share this to Instagram, the link, so people over there can join us over here. Here we go. Here's a picture for Instagram. Live now. Actually, it says love now. Should I keep it like that? No, I'm going to change it to live now. And there we go. That's up. Cool. All right. So basically what's going on is that we need to reduce the size of the ensemble. So I'm just going to go down the line here. I'm going to see how far I get. I basically have 2 hours. I've got my bowl of soup and I've got my slice of bread and cheese. And let's start with, so you know what, I should share 2 of my screens. Let me see how I can do this. Okay, we're going to share that Finder window as well. Close out of the things we don't need to save processing space. Okay, so basically first things things first, I'm going to do Kinetic, which is the title track. H-I-J-K. There you are, Kinetic. So I'm going to take that file, Kinetic 8.5. I'm going into septet, new folder, Kinetic. Now I have a new file with which to work. We title it Kinetic Septet, even though we're going to be taking from the Kinetic big band file. So let's open that up. Okay, voila. And then let's open the Kinetic Septet file as well. Where are you? There you are. Okay, Kinetic Septet. So basically, all of the rhythm section is going to stay the same formally. All the forms are going to stay the same. So basically, the instrumentation of my septet is drums, bass, piano, guitar, and then 1 trumpet and 1 tenor saxophone and 1 alto saxophone. Okay. Yep, let's do that. Okay, and you can see it looks like a bit of a mess right now, but not to worry. I actually have a house style for my septet. So septet, let's import that. Now that's very interesting. Okay, that looks better. Not 100% there, but better. And now what I want to do is layout. Let's unlock this stuff. I think I just want to reduce the size of the music. And did I, you know what, I'm going to open up another septet file. Please hold. I think there's some interesting background noise. Aha, yes, the background noise is from my computer singing a song because it's trying very hard to stay sane while I process so many sounds. So let's just double check what the settings of the file are for Wollongong. This looks better, right? Staff size is 18, so let's change that. Now this is looking a lot better, right? And now we can even put all that on one line. Okay, so basically the process of reducing is that we go from a lot of horns to a little horns. In this case, we're going from having 5 saxophones and 4 trombones and 4 trumpets and rhythm section to just having there we go. Now you're seeing everything that I'm seeing. To just having 3 horns. And so we need to change some of the colors around and make sure that everybody's doing things that their instrument actually does. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rifle through the score, and we're just going to take things I'm going to re-orchestrate as I go here. I like to look at things in concert just for myself. And then you can't hear that. There we go. Now we're all set. Just raise your hand if you can hear it. I can hear it. Cool. That's a little high for trumpet for this. So let's just focus on the last chord. Don't need that open. Let's just see what the chord gets to. It's like an open E minor sound. Just open fifths there. With a 7, so root 5, 7, 5, root. Bum, 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 bum. It's gonna have trumpet play down there. And with everything else going on, that seems like it should be pretty cool. Yeah. Nice. Obviously not as big as the big band sound, but that's to be expected. So piano solos, yada, 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 yada. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the melody, which is in the piano part, and then there's like horn answers. We're going to cut the I'm going to give the melody actually just to all the horns. I'll have them played in unison first. And then we're going to have them break out into harmony. And then instead of the piano playing the melody here as well, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to have piano and guitar play these hits. And so I'm going to go through here and I'm just going to take the chords from the trombone section. I'm going to put those into the piano part, but you know what else I could do is, because I have a lead sheet version of this, I'm going to grab that. So scores. And so I'm going to take these little hits that I have here. I'll copy and paste those into the right hand of the piano part. And piano doesn't need this anymore. I'm going to give, I think I'll give guitar the melody as well, maybe doubled at the unison with the tenor. So add some weight at the bottom there. And what I do usually is I'll switch back and forth between transposed score and concert score, so I can see, you know, it's easier for me to read the notes in concert, but it's easier for me to tell the ranges of the instruments in transposed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab these chord symbols. There we go. Now I have all those chord symbols, and I can even copy and paste these over into the bass part. So that the bassist has a little bit more information. And I'm going to make these hits as well, half notes. I don't have my keypad with me. I'm going analog today. There we go. So now basically what I have, oh no, I forgot at first things first. I need to give some dynamic markings. That's what forte seems appropriate. And then you don't need forte there, actually over here. Okay. Now let's just check this chord. Yeah, trumpet one has the melody, which is great. Well, let's just spell out the upper structure of an E7 sharp 9 voicing. So that's my lead voice, second voice. I was going to give them a closed position voicing. Right, so that's the third, flat 13, 7, sharp 9. And then the chord doesn't change, but the melody note changes, right? We go down to an E. Now I have root on the top, flat 13, third, sharp 9. Right, and this will actually be short. And here, you know, we're in A minor, so I have an opportunity for like a diminished passing chord, right? So the melody goes ba-da, right? So that's going to be a diminished, and that's going to be the tonic. So let's do the tonic first, right? Down from the root, down from the third in root position, right? 3, 1. This is A minor 6, so that's our 6, and then here's our 5. That's an inversion, basically a first inversion of an A minor 6 chord with 4 voices. There we go. just going to check YouTube to see if there's any questions. Matt, good to see you. Yes, does sound familiar for sure. Eric Wollongong, that's how I say it, but it's actually pronounced Wollongong, as far as I know. And then Kevin, thanks for the heads up. I hope that you can see the rest of it now. So getting back to the Sibelius file, there's good voice leading going on here now. In all four horn parts. Now this, like a biggish voicing. So it looks like this is being treated as a 5 chord. Right, so this is, I know this is high for these guys. It's not that bad. Closed position 5 of E minor 6/9, right? So here's the 5th, then or the root of B nut or B7. There's the 5th, there's the 3rd, there's the flat 9. And it seems like kind of an extended, the A natural here. I feel like I could orchestrate this as though it's part of a B7 chord. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to orchestrate my target chord, which is the one that has the F sharp at the top. And I'm just orchestrating these right now, pretty much exclusively in closed position voicings, right? So there's the 6, there's my 5, and there's my 3rd. Okay, so with that in mind, I have a couple of options here. Like I could have a simple make those sharps for consistency's sake. Right, here's a root position version of the chord, right? And you can see that actually every voice, or the 2 outer voices are moving, right? So that's going to give the illusion that everything's moving. But not everything is moving. You can hear that these 2 voices are actually stagnant. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to give the alto voice a lower note. Just a little bit of crunch, I guess. And also, like, maybe I don't need the D sharp anymore. Maybe if I make it a D natural, like that kind of implies a sharp 9 sound. I think it's a little on the nose now. I think it was better as a sharp. That F natural gives it like a huge bite, actually. And now we have a moment where the rest of the ensemble kind of like builds up. Here's what happens in the big Sibelius file. What did I do here for this 5 chord? Oh, I pedaled E. That's interesting. Yeah, I kind of liked it like that. Maybe the answer is to give it G natural. Now it really sounds like the chord is moving. Okay, I'm more happy with that. Now, basically what I did here in the big band part is that I had the trumpet and the piano come down and play like a small group kind of moment, but because we're in septet, so it's all kind of small groupy, the question becomes, how do you simulate that orchestrational call and response? I think in this case, and basically what that allowed me to do is like have a big moment here for the whole ensemble, like a unison moment, and then a trombone moment. And so basically what I'm thinking about in my head right now is how can I feature this? And so, I think that what needs to happen is this goes in the piano and guitar part here, So I'm working backwards. Yeah, and I'm gonna give the pianist a, that's me, courtesy bass clef there, because I'm nice. That just seems way easier to read to me. Otherwise, I'm reading 1,000,001. What's it called? Letter lines. Okay, then I think the whole, like the horns do need this still. That moment. So orchestrate that in octaves. Let's give them 3 octaves. That goes here. And then I think what I can do here is that I can give this to first I'm going to move this into the treble clef of the piano part. I can give this to the piano and the guitar. And that'll be a nice way of foreshadowing this orchestrational event. And I'm going to, instead of solo, let's write with guitar. And then let's write for guitar with piano. Okay, cool. And then let's have everybody answer here together. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just taking everything. I have this counter melody in the saxophones, and I'm thinking what could be cool is that I give this to trumpet. I'll give it to guitar an octave below, simulating trombone thing, and I'll give this to piano. And then I'm going to take the top 2 voices of the saxophones and give that to those guys. Yeah. And now we've kind of simulated a bit of a big band sound within the septet. So let's go back and let's just listen to the whole thing. Yeah, here's a piano solo. Okay, blah, 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 piano solo, boring in Sibelius. Okay. Now the only thing I'm thinking is that what if I had the horns play these chords here, like 3-note versions of the chords? Like in fourths. Like with alto on top, tenor on bottom. Obviously we'll mark them piano, but give me a sec to get these chords in. Let's see here. How does this sound? Actually, let's mark them as forte piano. Give them a nice accent. Ba-da-da, pow. Yeah, I think that's cool. And, you know, with few chords, like we have to make some sacrifices for some notes. So A sus, like I would love to include the 13, which is that F sharp, but in this case, just doesn't work, sadly. Can I make my picture bigger? Yeah, I can. Hey, hello, everybody. And then actually, like what's ironic is that the upper structure of this E flat major 7 sharp 5 sound is actually another G major triad. So what I think I can do is just put everybody up to the next inversion. The reason I'm putting the alto on top is because I want like a little bit of softness. I feel like if the trumpet were on top, it would distract from the melody, like just by the nature of how the trumpet attacks notes. I'm happy with that. Okay, that's kind of hilarious. It's actually correct, but I gotta give that middle harmony part, which is the F sharp. Oh, huh, I guess G sharp. Look at me, adventurous Stephen. I wrote this, whoops. I wrote this chart kind of a long time ago. One of the first things that I wrote when I was at MSM. And I originally wrote it, my band was gonna have a gig at Minton's in Harlem, and I wrote it for a feature for Ulysses Owens Jr. to play on with the band. And he wound up playing on this track on the record, crushed it. You can check that out on Friday when the album drops. Hopefully that's kind of a funny way of saying that. But anyway, so now we have this basically like this problem. You know, it's not really a problem, but I just always feel like it's funny for the trumpet to be so high up and far away from the rest of the ensemble. But I kind of am missing just the side, like, I'm gonna make this off on 1, 2, 3, 4. When I do this live, what I do is I go 1, and I fake out the lead trumpet player, Max Darche. He loves it. It's one of his favorite parts of the gig. But yeah, basically like the lead trumpet being so far away, like in a small group setting, the trumpet needs support to play that high. So the note just is unnecessarily high in this case. Pains me to say it, but it's just true. And over here, what I'm thinking about right now is that like, as much as I like this, yeah, actually, I really do like that. I'm gonna keep it in. I'm gonna just, my, how things change when you play them live. I thought that it would be better for this to be off on 2, but it's way better when it is held out. Let's give this a forte piano. And first time onlys, and -4s. -4 is just shorthand for off on 4. So that's that. Okay, now there's a piano solo. And here's some backgrounds I wrote. And with the saxophone section, obviously there's far more colors than that. Unfortunately, I have to make some choices here. I don't think that including this line is really necessary in the small group, so that's going to be the first thing to go. But I really like these chords. I just need to figure out a way if I should re-orchestrate them somehow. So let's move those dynamic markings over. Whoops, we don't want to rest there. We definitely want the notes. Okay, now that's there. I'm gonna have a bite of my cheese toast. And yeah, so this is the alto one and tenor one part. And they're spaced, you know, appropriate distance apart. I actually think it's nice that the trumpet doesn't come in yet. I kind of want to save that sound for over here when there's the interlude. But I don't love this, where there's all of a sudden this interval of a ninth in the horn part. I think that would work better as a G natural, I think. And that would allow me to go have some contrary motion. Yeah, check this out. Yeah, and the only thing is this E natural should actually be in E flat. And honestly, that could even just be an open fifth there. Yeah, bummer, but that's got to go. If only the whole ensemble could play. And the reason that I'm not including the guitar in these backgrounds is that I really like, I'm writing for specific people, you know, so Alex Wintz is the guitarist in my septet, and I love the way that he comps. I don't want to pull him away from his comping right now. There will be times later on in this arrangement where I will absolutely need the guitar as the fourth voice. But in the fourth voice of the horn section, I kind of consider guitar almost to be like the French horn of the jazz ensemble, playing double duty between the woodwinds and the strings, sometimes even joining in the brass section, other times just playing beautiful solo melodies. But in this case, like for the jazz ensemble, right, he's a part of the rhythm section and he's a part of the horn section. In this case, his role, to me anyway, in my opinion, is more important as a part of the rhythm section than it is a part of the horn section. With two voices, I have the ability to, you know, make some real damage with some harmonies if I'm smart about how I treat the counterpoint. And that's mainly how I was carving out those sounds. But now, basically, I have this ending sequence. And this, I feel like, does need a third voice. And I think that that's where I can bring in the trumpet. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to bring in that trumpet as a part of the alto 2 voice, maybe, so I can have some nice triads. But actually, I'm looking at here, and it looks like actually the middle 3 saxophone voices. You know, if I lose this melody, that's not such a big deal to me. So if I take those 3. Yeah, and then trumpet's going to play the middle voice here because I want it to remain consistent. Yeah. I want the melody, like the fact that it's being played. I want the fact that the melody is being carried by the alto. Like if it changes to trumpet, like that's what's going to give this section over here its punch, is that the trumpet is going to all of a sudden take the lead, for lack of a better word. So now let's check this out. And I can give these hits to the drums. So what I do for drum parts is that I'll make a new voice. Third voice seems to sit really nicely on top of the ensemble. And stem up is what I use for cues. And then what I do after that is I go in, and usually I'll do this with like all of the voices at once. So maybe I'll just wait till the end, but just to give you guys an example now, like if you check out the second panel of the keypad panel, you know, you have these 5 options up here. This one down here turns things into cue notation. And then I'll just give accents here so that the drummer knows to make those hits. I like that the trumpet now has this moving voice. And then they all breathe before they come in. And again, all of these notes should be, the dynamic should be there. So here we go. And soli. This is like my little hook thing. And I have to choose again here. So the trumpet 1 has this melody. I'm just going to give, again, I'm going to orchestrate this in closed position. I wonder why that's coming up as red. I mean, not that it matters, but. Yeah. And piano can carry kind of the weight of the whole thing here. Guitar. Voicing the melody an octave below. Can't decide if I think that's a waste or not. I think if I put him on that line, the E flat, that's kind of a little more of a bite note. I like to give the guitar the bite in the ensemble of this size. It makes the whole thing feel larger when the guitar carries the majority of the dissonance. Okay. Cool. And then we have a trumpet solo. So I'm not going to give them fall notation. I'm going to give them the changes. And I'm going to give that same thing to guitar and to piano. No fall, just chord symbol. Piano doesn't rest. Basically, what I was able to do in the big band is that I was able to let the rhythm section rest and kind of give the horns this tail, like this dovetail thing for the harmony. So it really shifted the sound of the group who carried the harmony. But in this case, yeah, I mean, I think I can still do it. Like if I isolate these 2 voices, maybe. Yeah, and give those to alto and tenor. That feels like a good usage of their skill set. Yeah, a lot of orchestration is really just like knowing what the skill set, like the best skills are for each of these instruments and allowing them to do what they do best. What I'm thinking of now is, should I actually have the tenor player play the high one and alto play beneath it? And I think so. Just for a little timbral change. So yeah, here's out of this, the section. Yeah, and then trumpet solo. These changes, so does piano part. Now piano, I'm gonna move his line, those changes to the treble clef, and then there we go, back to trumpet. And now here's where I'm talking about that I need the guitar, I think, because I have this call and response in the backgrounds between the saxophones and the trombones. Okay. So the question is, how do I get those melodies in clearly? I'm going to do it in these 3 staves over here, and then I'm going to just fly them over. I don't think I need the lead sheet anymore. So I'm going to close that window. Can you guys all still see that? I hope so. Okay. Decision time, decision time. So first of all, if you have one instrument playing, this is going to be my alto, my tenor, and then this is going to be my guitar line. Basically, it just really helps to have at least 2 people playing on the same line. That way it doesn't sound like a solo melody. It sounds like an orchestrated melody. So that's what I'm attempting to do right now. And that's classic Sibelius. Create spacings that you never knew you wanted. But there's an easy workaround. So even though this is sounding like trumpets right now, you can see that, okay, pretend, right? But alto plays this line, tenor plays that line with the alto player, but then splits off and joins the guitarist, right? And the guitar sound is introduced later on here. That's important. Now here, we're gonna do something similar. We need this. It's kind of interesting to have these voices at the unit. wondering actually if, like, for this purposes, should alto come up that high? And I think so. Energetic backgrounds, baby. We're going for it. Somehow this line just reminds, it makes me say potato, perdido. Interesting. I do wonder why Sibelius is doing that, but not a big deal. Again, the workaround that I found is just to copy and paste. So I'm going to just fly this in to my my septet chart now, just so we can kind of keep track here, and then I'm going to move quicker without so many explanations. Okay. Yeah, you know, alto is just too high. I was hoping that would work, but it doesn't. So here we go. And I really love the sound of the alto and the tenor in octaves, so that's just got to happen. Yeah. So I'm sure you can see what I'm doing now. I'm just going to fly through this. Okay, so let's listen to that. Okay, any questions in YouTube? Feel free to ask as we're going along here. But if not, no sweat. Okay, now we have this interlude section again. The only difficult part here is that the trumpet is going to be tired from their solo, you know, rightfully so. So we want to let them rest for a second. So I'm going to snag I'm just going to snag these voices over here. So trumpet is going to go in the alto part. And that's high. So you know what? Actually, this is just going to be a rhythm section interlude to send off into the drum solo. What we're going to do now is we're actually going to take the hits from the end of the solo, which are in the trombone section. And I'm going to yank those, put them in our 3-horn section. Please hold. Please hold. I will be right back. Okay, we're back. Hello. So yeah, I mean, I'd love to take some questions if anybody has them. But if not, no worries, obviously. Let's double check here how this sounds. We just want that last chord in here. The only problem now is that there's no moving voice in the bottom one, and that's fixed. Yeah, I really like that actually. And then, okay, we're gonna remove this for all the horn players. This is just a rhythm section moment. Unless, you know, it could kind of be, guitar could play here as well. They're not gonna be super tired. And maybe I can give him octaves. Yeah. And then over here, there we go. Drum solo. This is going to be challenging, but we're going to do it. So here's what's happening in the score. Damn. Well, that's very big bandy. So how can we get it to small group? Ba-doo-ba-dee-doo-dee, ba-doo-doo, beep, ba-doo-doo-dee-da-da. Ba-doo-ba-dee-doo-dee-da-da, ba-doo-doo-ba-dee-doo-dee-da. Boo-ba-dee-doo-dee-da, beep, bill-ya-doo-da-dow. Be-a-dill-ya-doo-dow, dee-doo-doo-ba-doo-dee, ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. Be-da-ba-doo-doo-doo, ba-doo-doo-ba-doo-dow. So I think that this melody in its entirety is important. So that's in the trumpet player's part already. Yeah. So let's just focus on those first four measures. So first off, I'm going to get this stuff into the piano left hand. And then these voicings here, these like fourth voicings. Well, they should be fourth voicings anyway. Yeah, I'm going to mess with these a little bit. It's okay, it's my chart. I think these are kind of confusing for just the pianists. Basically, the point is that I want these voices to move. I just need to check how this sounds. And forte is a little ambitious. Come on. I think they should fall, actually. Scales don't need those. Yeah. I spent so long figuring out what I wanted these to be originally. Maybe I should just keep them as they were. Yeah. Damn, I miss having all those. I mean, I could. Get all of them in here. What's the next one down? Bum. I mean, that's kind of what it is. That's probably what I should just do, is just get it down exactly into the piano part. Never a fan of making myself work harder than I have to, but or anyone for that matter. Mr. Jordan Cohen, what's up, man? Okay, so basically the trombone brass combination is being put in, and trombone saxophone combination is being put into the piano part. So with that in mind, I'm just gonna yank all this stuff and put it in here. Node input, reduce, and then I'll figure out what. That's some strangeness. We want those three voices and these voices. Copy, reduce. Huh. Well, that is certainly strange. Da, 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 so basically, this is, it's pretty close to the same chord. So my efforts to be lazy are proving to cost more time and effort than to be not lazy. Next chord is B da da dum. Same chord again. And we don't need that off on the end of 2. And also piano can't do forte piano. Crescendos, I mean. And then this chord is B da, or is that a F natural, F sharp, I mean, yes. So that's gonna go in the left hand. And maybe I'll need the third above it as well. Okay, that's it. Now what are these chords? Oh, just straight triad, that's cute. Oh, no, they're not straight triads, classic. Minor major triad. A personal favorite from 2016, when I just couldn't decide. Again, can't do forte piano crescendos on piano. So this was hilarious. And then is it the same thing here? Just Okay, just tryouts. Go figure. Yeah, nice. Okay, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to strengthen this line. I'm going to orchestrate this in, yeah, pretty much exactly like this in octaves between the alto and tenor part. Definitely need a right there. Oh yeah, right, I had drums playing with the melody. Dee-da-da, and then drums and, yeah, that makes sense. Now, one thing I'm thinking of is maybe I should break this out into harmony. Just fourths, I think. Just in this part. Basically, I'm just choosing certain parts to put in fourths and certain parts to keep in unison to kind of make the line a little bit more playful. Whoops. And you'll see what I'm going to do next. Play. And now the bottom two voices, the guitar and the tenor, I'm going to start splitting them off into like this call and response thing. Because basically what happens in the big band chart is that I have the trumpets kind of leading the way. And then this is like mainly single note lines with some stuff breaking off into harmony. It sounds like more than it is, really. Yeah, sounds like a ton of noise, ton of notes. It's all from just everybody playing different stuff. So check it out. Here's the trombone line. Just gonna put that in the. Yep, tenor. Why did that happen? Oh, I grabbed the whole measure. Duh. Then alto is gonna. You can play the octave too. Hmm. Like maybe if I put this whole figure though. Maybe this needs to go in the piano part actually. Oh, I need to select. Oh. Hmm. Okay, so now this is back to how it was. Being voiced previously. Maybe that part's not necessary. Nope, definitely necessary. Oh. But maybe actually like yeah, there we go. Guitar takes that beep beep it, and then give. Wow, complicated section to revoice. I think that this just has to go in the. Yeah. Wow. Looking at these old charts, I just really have grown so much in the past couple of years. It's kind of crazy to go back and check out what I was thinking about when I was writing these. And this is a nice trick, you know, basically like, I don't know if you can follow what I'm doing. I know I'm not really talking through this stuff at the moment. But I'm just moving things around. So different voices, there's different combinations orchestrationally. Yeah, like of who's carrying the melody, right? So it starts off with all four horns. And then and then, you know, piano is kind of taking the role of the comping that was being taken by all the trombones earlier. And I'm just plugging them in. Da, 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 da. There's certainly a lot going on here, but I don't see a way around it if I want all these notes in. I'm putting a lot of trust in these saxophonists. Luckily, I know who they are. And okay, there's probably some trombone action, chords, like, yeah, I'm just gonna yank these top three voices and put those into the piano part. Yeah, wow, there you go. And that's a full 18-piece ensemble shrunk down into 3 horn. Not gonna lie, that was annoying. Drum solo. All right. I mean, this is a lot closer. There's far less going on in the ensemble in terms of individual melodies. For this one, it's definitely more like a block chord city. Yeah. So no possible way to get all that crunch in there, but you can get a lot of it. I think that the core of the sound is this parallel major 7 sharp 5 sound. I think that it's going to be best presented in the form of a drop 2. Yeah. So again, just yanking stuff here and there. Ah, Turner's already playing the part I want, just down an octave. I can probably use guitar as a yeah. That's just too high. So let's take him down. And that's going to allow me the opportunity to have a closed position voicing as opposed to a spread voicing. And one isn't like consistently better than the other, but in this case, it is. Better to have a closed position voicing. Okay. Yeah, I think I can drop trumpet up there. And then also drop the guitar up there, and then have them join in with the saxes for the sax solo section. Here's a typo. Okay. Same direction. Your saxophone should be traveling in the same direction as much as possible. And it was definitely possible to do that there, so voila. And I'm just going to give I want to start on that note. Yeah, that's definitely funky. Love it. And this should be marked as forte. And this should be marked as mezzo forte. I can probably give piano right hand stuff here. Ba da da ga ga da. And again, all of these dynamic markings should actually be underneath the notes. Steven from 5 years ago. Didn't know it was up. I think that's actually a waste, so I'm going to see. What are the trombones doing? Triads, my favorite. Come away with me, trombones. Yeah, and again, piano can't do forte pianos. What's going on here? That sounds wild and crazy. Part of me likes it, but part of me there's definitely some wasted voices in there. So let's get this into left-hand piano. And then trumpet all parts the right-hand piano. Yeah, and already this is just all the sounds. Yeah. Now trumpet's playing the top voice, obviously, then alto's playing it. I might have guitar play this middle voice. I think that's, again, like just gonna be the bite note. Yeah, dig. And let's have guitar come in on that line as well. Should he play in unison or in octaves? Funky. I'm digging that. Not gonna lie. This is gonna go in piano. Left hand. All of these dynamics are great for trombone, but not for piano. I'll give some octaves there. And then give this to piano right hand. And yeah, here's a shortcut into alias, filter out the dynamics and delete them. Who needs those anyway? Killing. Now, basically, we're almost at the end. Just sad. So we have kind of our last horn hit section. So yeah, I'm going to yank that. First, I'm going to move these dynamics over into the correct place. God. And put them in. And then match these guys up. Drum solo. Melody. Yeah. And actually on the way out, I like having these the piano play the melody, and I think I'm gonna futz with these a little bit. So that the horns basically play the backgrounds. Ba-da-da, pa. Yeah, nice. What chord is this? I see. I think it's just a big ol' C sus sound. Oof. Almost there, everybody. You're doing great. What kind of G is this chord? Is it a sus? No, it's minor. Where is this? Huh, that's cool. Huh. Just gonna steal this stuff. Ba-da-ba-dum. Ba-da-ba-dum. All the way up to there. Then we have the coda. Then we want this person to start soloing. Okay, so let's just make sure these are breaking onto the correct chords. Ba-da-dum. Ba-da-dum. Yeah, I think just octaves for this one is best. And then there's another bar at the end. Cute. Let's just give them triads. B sharp. And then B natural. Yep. And then the last chord is one of my favorite chords in the entire world. E7 sharp 9. The Jimi Hendrix chord. Nope, but I wanted you to say, stay. You know, I can probably get away with removing this measure and giving the horns just 3 beats. And the bass, everybody but drums, 3 beats here. And that gives me time to go cut off, cue the last chord. All right, so that's how to orchestrate a big band chart for septet. And voila, done with this chart. The album comes out on Friday, this Friday, called Kinetic. This was the title track. Tune in for the Some Malls live stream on Saturday, April 17th. See you there. And thanks everybody for watching today. Take it easy.